This podcast includes explicit language and sensitive topics that some may find offensive.
All views expressed belong to the individual speaking and not a representation of any entity that we have been, am now, or will be affiliated with. It's your chance to back out now.
That being said, if not, enjoy the show.
Previously on The Black Man Misunderstood.
Deal breaker, then I'll gladly give you, because when a man get to a point, I give you what you have, and I'll leave because I don't have time for this. I'm already dealing with so much outside there. You're talking about to come home.
Black man, misunderstood.
It's your boy Mike B.
In the neighborhood therapist. My name is Justice Payne Tyson. In certain circles, I am known as the neighborhood therapist. I'm rocking with my brother,
Mike B. Yeah.
And this is that random episode. We here discuss things about Black men and the culture, apparently, that others are afraid to speak on. That is our tag. We created that. A couple of y'all taking it and running with it. But I wanted to be clear. We here. This is the Black Man Misunderstood. Welcome. This is that random episode. So we're going to jump right into it. Usually I ask my brother how he doing, but I asked him that off air. So we're going to skip the pleasantries.
Yes.
Mike, my brother.
What's
I
up,
need you
bro?
to discuss something for me, man, because you were born in Brooklyn, correct?
Yes, I was.
I was born in Patterson, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. For those of you that don't understand, Patterson is in New Jersey, okay? Brooklyn is in New York, for some of you that don't understand. And I know, me saying that out loud, people are like, come on, bro, you should know. I am encountering people that don't know where Brooklyn is and don't know where Patterson is, all right? So,
Yeah, sadly but true.
we're living in a world right now. All right. I got to ask you a question, bro. What's the beef between New York and New Jersey, man? What's the beef, bro?
Yo, bro. I think it's just the beef because we right next to each other. We always trying to one up each other on different things. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I don't even think that the actual beef is a beef. It's like a camaraderie type of beef.
I don't know, man. I can't speak for now, right? It's been so long since I've been back in New York, since I even myself been really in and out of Jersey and things like that. Jersey is not talking about New York the way that New York talks about Jersey. Let me say that, right? And when I say that out loud, I know I'm gonna get a bunch of New Yorkers to be like, nigga, ain't nobody worried about you. Listen, hear me out, okay? For a group of people to say that they not worried about Jersey, the Sopranos, the New Yorkers, the Mafia New Yorkers talked crap about New Jersey. All the Marvel movies, a lot of them are based in New York. They all talk shit about Jersey. Spider-Man himself was like, oh no, not New Jersey. I don't want to go to New Jersey. Spider-Man didn't even want to fight the villains in New Jersey in the comic books. If you don't believe me, look it up.
Believe you. I'm just shaking my head like, what?
So my question, like, really, I'll be like, yo, we so close to each other, but the way that we rock, the styles, they're so different, but they are the same as well. You might be right. It might be a camaraderie. So this is what I'll say, man.
It's that cousin. I'm telling you. It's
Yeah.
that cousin type of vibe. Like,
Yeah.
you that cousin that I'm cool with, we get down, but I gotta clown you and make sure you know what's what. That's literally what it is.
Okay.
That's literally what it is.
Okay. Yeah. Because, I mean, growing up in the 90s, if you really paid attention to the music scene and stuff like that, a lot of New York and New Jersey people was together.
Bruh, hip hop. The beginning of hip hop.
Right.
It was New York and Jersey going back and forth.
Okay. All right. So it's no need to be the dead horse there. We understand.
Yeah, we good. We good.
All right. Can we go ahead and deal with this height difference thing, man? Let's go ahead and deal with it. All right.
Yeah, go ahead.
What is the big deal between being tall, being short, being medium? First of all, do guys care?
The men don't care unless they're little, honestly, in my opinion. if you're under a certain height or statue, they're the ones that always get told, "Oh, I date you if you're a little bit taller," or "You're cute, short, but I date taller men." They be feeling some type of way. So that men really, I honestly think men really don't care. I think the only reason men care so much is when they're told about it, right?
Hmm.
Because like even think about it like this, like your group of boys, your friends, your day ones, they gonna clown you on your height, but how much that is affecting your relationship is like I got some of your best brothers is like short, tall, all different spectrums. So I don't think it's so much of a issue for us, but that's more so a thing that women prefer.
Okay, why? Or do you know why they prefer?
I think it's more so they deem like a taller man to be, I guess, more protective. If someone's the same height as me, I don't know if he can protect me, but if he's bigger and taller than me, all right, cool. I think he can protect me. I think it has to do something with something like that, but it really shouldn't matter, in my opinion.
Mm. If you were shorter, would it matter more to you?
Honestly, nah, I don't think so. I don't think so. I actually thought about that because, like, I'll tell you like this. Personally, there was a time where I thought I was short for a guy. I thought I was short, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'll deal with it. I'm like, girls are talking, but this is when we're growing up. So I'm like, girls will talk to me if they want to, whatever. I'll find my wife one day, but I'm not too worried about it. So I never really had a problem. I thought I was short at some point, especially when playing certain sports. I was like, I'm short than most folks. Can't play. Whatever. Cool. That's the only reason I cared about my height. Besides that, I really didn't care.
Hmm.
What about you, sir?
What's the question?
The height difference, was that ever an issue for you?
Issue. You got to define what issue is. I always knew I was shorter than everybody else because I was always like four something growing up. In my opinion, anyway, it felt like I was always four something, and everybody else was always 6 foot. I knew it was serious when I got taller than my grandfather and my father, but I didn't realize that didn't mean anything
No.
because they were already short. So, you know what I mean? Like, as you growing up, you're thinking like, oh, I'm getting taller. I was taller than my mother, taller than my father, taller than my grandfather, taller than my grandmother. But then I started getting around my other male cousins and these dudes towering, you know what I mean? So I'm like, oh, okay, I just gotta grow a little more. Little did I know, my cousin only a year older than me, you know what I mean? Like it just never happened, bro. I never caught up. And the crazy part about it, bro, on my mother's side, the majority of the males on my mother's side, they're tall. There's only three of us that's short. Like, and when I say short, they like 5'8", 5'9". I think I might be the shortest male in the family, and that's because of my father's side.
Dang, bro.
Yeah. But the beauty, I will say this, the beauty of being a short dude growing up as a boy and to a man is that a lot of the times people underestimate you in the room. Right. And
Yep.
I don't know about nobody else, but me personally, I love that. That means that the attention is never on you. People don't see you coming until it's too late. And I mean that in both ways, both good manners and a bad manner. Like,
So here's a fun fact, right? And I don't think a lot of people realize this. Some of your favorite movie stars are short.
yeah, yeah,
Most people don't understand that.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, you got people who are 6 foot and taller and whatnot, but most of your favorite movie stars are short. They are
yeah,
5'6", 5'7",
yeah,
5'8", 5 foot nothing. They
yeah,
be wearing high boots or whatnot on them shows.
yeah. Lil Wayne, Kanye, Lorenz Tate, yes, all of them, yes. Once upon a time, I just would look at my bros because all my bros are taller. Minus bro, we know who we talking about. Because me and him basically is the same height. But all my bros are like taller, and we got to define tall because I think tall now in 2024 is 6'2" and over, which is crazy to me. That's what I keep hearing from women.
All right. Let me nip that in the bud. Cause if you go look at the average height of an American male,
Mm-hmm.
it's still like 5'11", 6 foot.
Yes,
It ain't changed.
Yeah.
It ain't changed. So I don't understand where people getting this 6'2". Just because y'all be watching the Basketball Wives and Football Wives and whatnot, and they do 6'3", 6'4", don't mean you gonna be able to get a 6'3", 6'4". Like, I know people who can, and I know brothers who are that tall, but that's not the average.
Mm-hmm.
So stop it, please.
But I don't see no big deal. I understand where women are coming from with that perceived notion of provider. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes you'll look at a dude, you be like, ah, damn, you know what I mean? But then there's other times where I've been in rooms with some of these dudes, and they not that. They not providers. They'll walk away if something go down and leave a chick there. So, you know, I just think it's a societal thing. That's all.
All
All
right, brother. Think people been waiting for this.
right.
A little nerd side to us.
Okay.
Rank your top 5 Marvel movies.
Man, I haven't watched Marvel in so long. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Which one?
Oh, the first one for sure.
Okay.
Then Black Panther.
Oh, you go in order.
Yeah, I would have to. Yeah, that's the only way I could. Cause fine. Because
No,
I'm trying to remember them myself. Yo, believe it or not, what's the Asian one, bro?
Oh, Shang-Chi?
Yeah, I want that on there. Top 5. 100%. That's
Okay.
3. When did Thanos do the snap?
Oh, you talking about Infinity War, the first one.
That's when he did the snap?
Yeah, Infinity War.
That one, for sure. When he was like, all roads lead back to me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When he ends at the farm and he sits where he's like, his work is done. Yeah. Infinity War.
That was a masterpiece. You hear me?
It was.
Okay. So that's 4. Sheesh. You might have to label these things to me, man. What's come out?
Bruh, really? You need me to go through this? You got 3 Captain Americas to pick from. You got 3 Thors. You got 4 Thors to pick from.
And good
you got the original Avenger movie. You got Avengers Ultron. You got Endgame, but I'm pretty sure you're not going to bring up Endgame because you already brought up Infinity War. You got Black Widow. You have Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. You have... Trying to think. Am I missing it? Oh, Ant-Man, Quantumanium. You got Captain Marvel, the Marvels, Eternals. Trying to think. They got named on the movies. You got the Hulk movie that was owned by Universal. Yeah, I think I named them. And then you got all the who?
Spider-Man count?
Oh yeah, the current Spider-Mans. Yeah. Away from Home, Far From Home, and what's the last one? Homecoming.
I can't remember if it's the first or the second Spider-Man movie, but one of those.
But I can't remember the first or second. All right, what happened in the first or the second?
Yeah, who was the villain? Once I know who the villain is, I'll be good.
The villain on 1 was the Vulture. Villain of 2 was what's his name? Orbhead. Mysterio.
Oh, so then 1.
There was 1.
The first
the Vulture.
Okay. I will put that top 5.
So you said Black Panther, Infinity War, Guardian of the Galaxy, the first one.
Yup.
Shang-Chi.
Yup.
And then what was the last one? Spider-Man.
Yeah. That Shang-Chi one is that's an underdog right there. And I'll fight
anybody. The crazy thing is, I don't mind your top 5. Because I think my top 5 is practically close.
Where you going?
I'm trying to think. Do I want... All right, like Infinity War. No, Infinity War is on that list. That can't be taken off. I like Endgame, but Endgame did not make it in the list for me. The time travel joint, it's cool. But Infinity War, the story was legit. You did not see the end coming.
You remember where you were at when that came out and you went through that experience.
Bruh, what? What? Infinity War, yes, definitely has to be on the list. Black Panther has to be on the list, regardless, no matter what. And no, it's not because just we're black.
Nah, just everything about it. The story, yeah.
The story itself alone, showing you both sides of where or the black struggle, even if you're on the side of royalty and had a silver spoon in your mouth, you still go through issues. I love that story. Being shunned, you got to figure your own way through the world. I love the story. So Black Panther definitely on the list. I'm not taking that off. Guardians, yeah. The first Guardians is probably the most well-balanced movie in Marvel because it gave you laughter, you went through all the emotions, even though the last Guardians probably people more say is more emotional. But I definitely with you with the Guardians.
Are you ready to say it is the best Marvel movie to date yet?
Guardians?
Yeah. Are you ready?
No.
Where you going?
The best
finish your list. Finish listening. We'll come
best
back.
overall. I don't know if I'm going to say that. I'm a little biased Black Panther, but no.
All right, go ahead. That's fine.
Anyway,
we're gonna
back to your list. You said Shang-Chi, and shockingly, I will keep Shang-Chi on this list. I'm not taking it off. It is probably one of the most well-made Marvel movies, and people don't realize how well-made it was because of when it came out. I think if people honestly like give it a second look and go watch it again, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, Shang-Chi was tough." Now, your last choice is an if for me because I think Spider-Man was the right route to go. But was that the right movie overall to pick that he's in?
Oh, Spider-Man himself is in.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you want to go that route, it'd be Civil War. You know what I mean?
All right. You see where I'm going?
Yeah.
Because the crazy thing is, it's either Civil War or it's not Far From Home. What's the last one?
Homecoming.
No. That's not the name of it, is it?
I thought
Homecoming was the first one.
Far From Home. I don't know.
They went on a home theme. Yeah. But whatever the last Spider-Man, honestly, I thought you would have picked the last Spider-Man.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it. I'm in the very group of people that hated that movie. I really do not like that movie at all.
But then again, I understand why you picked the first one, Homecoming. It's actually probably the most balanced of the three. I think everyone would pick number 3 over 1 only because of the nostalgia of bringing back the old Spider-Man.
Right.
And I think that's where it gets convoluted. But I would put Civil War
over Spidey. I like that. I'm not arguing that.
Yeah. Most people would look at me crazy and say, "Oh, how come you didn't put Iron Man on there?" Iron Man, what people fail to realize is Iron Man, the character, carried the MCU. But the Iron Man movies, if you look at the trilogy of movies, it's probably on the bottom of the top 5.
Yeah. And then the character change from Dusty, come on, man.
So I don't mind your getting a top 5.
Okay, but we not off the topic yet. We're gonna have to do this.
All right.
Guardians of the Galaxy versus Black Panther, and you are telling me, as a black man, I'm saying this out of my mouth. You're telling me Black Panther is better than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1? Is that what we're doing right now?
So here's why I had to yes, I'm a little biased, but when I actually think and sit and look at everything about the movie, start to finish, story, costume, everything, right? I would have to put Black Panther because yes, even though everything was thought through on Guardians, but the level that they went to make sure Black Panther hit the way it did, I have to make it number one. From the way they traveled to Africa to go look for all the costumes,
Okay.
to the way they select the music and the music composer for Black Panther,
Right.
right? To the actual actors that they selected for the movie.
Yep.
That tops everything that Guardians did completely as a whole movie. Like, if I'll tell you like this, if we're just gonna watch it as the movies themselves, I wouldn't be against putting Guardians before it for just the movie alone. But to know what went into making the movie,
Okay. Yeah. Black Panther takes that.
oh yeah.
Yeah. But we talking about.
Nah. I'm talking about top five. When I mean top five Marvel movies, ain't nothing wrong. Ain't nothing wrong. You love the actors, you love the background of the movie, and you love everything that actually went with the movie. Everything that went for Black Panther, tough. Guardians, I think we had some issues.
Where?
The whole James Gunn situation, that was a big thing. Bruh.
Man, are we serious right now, bro?
Bruh, that's a
You talking about the directors, not the movie, the directors.
So
Not
so
the
so
movie y'all live and die.
so the director of Black Panther ain't worthy. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He's more than worthy.
Oh,
but
okay then.
we talking about the product. What you doing right now is the equivalent to us saying we're not listening to MJ, R. Kelly, or any more Diddy songs because of the things they've been accused of, bro. It is the same.
That is not what I'm saying. Because I never no, hear me out. I didn't say that I wouldn't watch Guardians. That's not what I said.
Okay.
I said there's slightly more issues, but I'm trying to tell you the reason why I'm picking Black Panther is the detail. Like I said before, I don't say there's not detail in the Guardians movie, planning behind scenes, because there is. That's how Marvel works. But the attention to detail, to the minute, even to the Okoye beads of Black Panther, puts that movie ahead of it for me. Because the story was just as good.
Okay.
Think about it like this. When it comes to the costumes and the design for Guardians, that came from the comic books. When it came to the costumes, the designs for Black Panther, that came from real world stuff because they had to.
All right. I think we might have to do a poll. Me and you will do a poll on the social media outlets, and I think that'll get people talking, bro. Because this ain't over. This ain't over. All right. All right. Let's get into the great debate, man. It's not that great, by the way. Apple versus Android. Do you have an Apple?
I use Apple products for other stuff. My wife has Apple, but I am an Android head all the way.
All right, so we're in the same boat. So I have both an Android and an Apple, and I have Apple products, and I have PC products and Android products. For my pleasures, without incriminating myself, that's the most I'll say. I use Android products because Android products allow you to do more. That's the best way I can put that without incriminating myself. Okay. Apple products are so ecosystem based, it feels like a tyranny. It feels like I'm under a jurisdiction and I can only move in a certain way. I feel like a peasant in the Apple field. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro, because everything's password protected. Everything is this don't work unless it's Apple support, bro. It's a lot. But I will say this: Apple has the better, I guess, ingenuity, and that's not even the wrong word. When it comes to like aesthetics, I think Apple takes it. And what I mean by that is like when you get on a MacBook and the seamlessly way that it ties into the cell phone and the cell phone goes to the
So you're
iPad.
talking about the connectivity to products, yeah.
Apple has that in the bag. Now, the thing I do not understand is whatever the hell everybody is talking about with the iMessage and all that. I don't see what the big deal is when you see green and they be like, oh well, you can't do certain things if an Android's an
So here's the other thing about that, right? I love how Apple, all these Apple users always say Apple is better. But the great debate, Apple is always adopting to what Android is
It
doing.
really is. It really
Because
is.
because that whole green bubble, blue bubble is going bye-bye.
Yeah, with the RCS.
Yep, they coming to RCS.
You don't really understand what the big deal is. I will say this. Apple is dogging Android when it comes to sharing videos. I do not understand why Android hasn't caught up yet.
So
That we can't argue that.
no, they definitely got that. That's one thing I would definitely say. Them sharing videos is a lot easier than Android sharing videos.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely say that. I'm not sure why. I don't get why, but they do.
Yeah, they got that in the bag. And that, to me, what's up?
But the connectivity thing, I think it's a thing when it's not certain brands. Because Android is such Android, if you think about it, is like, all right, you have Samsung, you have Google, you have you have all the different brands. And all those different brands, if it's their brands, they can connect to them.
Yeah.
Apple is Apple. Apple's the only
Yeah.
on its own end.
Yeah.
On operating system. But that's because they had a smart individual lead the top and set them up. This is how we're gonna go.
It's a buy into the ecosystem. So
Yeah.
But I would definitely say the reason why I feel a lot of people have Apples is because of the video sharing. That's my personal opinion.
No.
Just hear me out. Just hear me out. Hear me out.
No.
They may feel like it's not the reason, but hear me out. People love social media. People love to feel connected. So because you can share easier, anything, not even just videos, because you can share easier with the Apple system, they go for it. Text messaging is sharing. Sharing information is the reason why Apple is winning. That is my personal opinion. I'm gonna stand behind that.
No, I can honestly say that's probably part of the reason, but that's not the entire reason. This is what people fail to realize. What was Apple's original premise when they first came out with the iPhone?
Was it music?
No.
I don't remember.
The original premise, it was easy to use.
Oh, I don't agree at all. Apple's products are not
that is Apple's original premise for the iPhone. It is easy to use. It was bigger buttons for the older generation for them to come and use the Apple iPhone. Hence why it is like Apple for everyone. That is why Apple cornered the market. It wasn't because everything else now shareable. That stuff came later on. It was because it was easier to use.
Well, that's out the window because it's definitely not easier now. Ridiculous, but okay, all right. I've been asking this question. And I need somebody to answer it. If Mike B can't answer, I need somebody in the comments to answer it. Are Black people immune to the fire detector signal? When your battery is low, it beeps. It beeps every, I don't know, 7 seconds, 8, 12.
Something like that.
Okay. And the crazy thing about it is I'm watching YouTube videos of people. I'm talking about people that got millions of followers and they're recording videos while they're in the house and they got the fire alarm joint going off in the background. I'm like, nah, this is not real life, bro.
They lazy.
I know you.
That's my answer. They lazy. Because they lazy. I'm telling you, wanna know how I'm telling you it's lazy? Because they can be so used to that beep. I'm like, I'm not going up there. I'm not changing that. I'll just get used to it and go to sleep. I'm telling you, it's because they lazy. Because I'm in the house now, or me or Steph wake up and hear one of the fire alarms go off. We get up immediately to go find out which one it is that's beeping. Because we got several in this dang house. And there was at one point we were upset because we couldn't go to sleep because we heard it. It's because they're lazy. I'm telling you, it's because they're lazy.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this one time only. I'm about to be real racist too. I don't even know if black people can be racist, but can black people be racist to each other, or is that considered colorism? This ain't colorism though. I don't know. I'm about to say what I gotta say. All right. I am convinced that you black folks that allow your fire alarms to continue to go consistently and act like it's not there, y'all eat chitlins. That's what I said.
Not eat chitlins.
Y'all, wow, bro. I'm good.
Bro, okay. All right. We got to talk about this because this man is getting slandered up and down the internet for the way he's
Okay.
carrying his team. Talking about Mr. Deion Sanders and the Colorado Buffaloes.
Mm.
His impact in college football is very unique, not surprising because it's prime time, not surprising. But I think people are wanting to be negative too much with him, especially with his sons and all the plays that he brings to Colorado. Because the first thing they're ready to do is to slander him as soon as they lose a game.
Okay.
And people are like, oh, I'm not on the Deion hype train. It's not about a Deion hype train. It's like, I think about it like this. It's a black man getting an opportunity at one of these PWIs that been keeping the black coaches out for longest, let's be for real.
Yeah.
And he had to go all the way to Colorado because
Yeah.
his alma mater didn't want to hire him. Just saying.
Where he went to school at?
Florida State.
Oh, that makes sense.
And then didn't even get talked to for the Texas A&M job. So
Yeah, that makes sense too. You talking about two historically? All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. Yeah. Uh-huh.
right? And I'm pretty sure Texas A&M had a black coach previously. Kevin Sumlin.
I'm gonna leave that alone, like I said.
So I'm just like, y'all coming for the man. He's trying to build a program up and put his sons and players on his team that he treat like his sons on the map. Don't be hating for the way that he's doing it. He's just finding his unique path to get it done.
Hmm.
Now, don't let Deion win a championship here. It'd be a wrap. He'll never stop talking.
Did he win the championship with JSU?
He did there, but that's a different championship. I'm talking about like the National Football Playoff, FBS, beating Georgia or something. Even though they're nowhere near, in my opinion, right now. Let him win it one time. See what happens.
I don't know, man. I fell out of love with football, so I don't fully follow the whole Deion Sanders saga with the Colorado. I'm aware of what's going on. What I will say is that I feel like he's brought entertainment to college sports for sure. He's made it more entertaining. He's made more people watch it. He's no different than what Angel and Caitlin have done for WNBA. In my opinion, it's just made more people want to watch it. Gets people to talk about it.
Marketing. Yep.
Yeah, I think the marketing side of it, Deion, is great for the game. Now, when it comes to the nepotism and him bringing in talents to Colorado, I'm not really understanding what the big deal is. It gives players more freedom to move about, and it kind of treats the college football scene like a little mini NFL. So, ain't that what you want? You want to prepare them for the NFL, right? So I'm not really sure what the big deal is. I think it just boils down to they see a black man and just throw darts. I'm with you on that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yep.
Christian question.
Here we go.
Can you be a Christian and defend your home? So if somebody comes into your home and they're armed and you may or may not have firearms or weapons in your house, are you allowed to kill the individual? Let's just call it for spade a spade. Can you kill the individual, especially you understand the ground state? One, would you? Two, can you as a Christian?
I think it's frowned upon of taking another person's life, right? But we have to be real And we also have examples from the Bible. So saying killing, yes, killing is wrong. But when you have to do it to protect yourself, I think it's perfectly fine. And we've seen plenty of examples of it in the Bible. David and Goliath, the biggest story in the book. If David doesn't kill Goliath, what happens?
But you have to remember, David went to that smoke. He asked for that smoke.
It doesn't matter if he went to that smoke or not,
Why not?
because David was ordained.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
whole thing,
yeah,
he was ordained to do it,
yeah.
and he
But
also
I'm saying somebody's disrespecting your home. You telling me you're ordained to protect your home? Because it also says vengeance is the Lord's. So the question I'm asking is a very petty question, but it's a serious question too. As a Christian, are you allowed to defend your home?
Yes, you are allowed to defend it, but killing, like I told you, sometimes it happens, sometimes it don't, because it all depends on the situation. Because even using David again, when David's on the run in the Bible versus Saul, David had his opportunity to kill Saul in the cave.
Oh, you a real one. You astute, my boy. I'm proud of you. Go ahead.
To kill him in the cave, but he smartly just cut a piece of his garment to show him that I could have killed you, but I didn't.
Mike, you made me proud, man. I see you, bro. All right. I'm gonna stop right there. You just made me proud, bro. Hey, bro. No worries, no worries. Let me ask you another religious question, bro. The future of religion in this secular world, where is it going?
See, I think this is where we're going. I think we're getting to the point where people are actually looking at religion, right? And I'm gonna say specifically Christianity. I think we don't want to use a term that everyone likes to use, woke, and I'm gonna just use it as an enlightenment and refresher, right? I think we're getting to a point where Christians who are studying Christianity are starting to actually wake up and realize that Christianity is more so a way of life and how we live versus it just being a religion. I think people put a stamp on Christianity to make it a religion to compare it to everything else. Where a lot of these religions, yeah, they're supposed to be a way of life, but are they truly a way of life? Like, let's look at the end game. End game as a Christian is telling you to live your life right, take care of your fellow brothers and sisters. It also is giving you wisdom about being smart, like I just said about protecting yourself. Your last question, it's not being dumb and everything. It gives you guide. While I feel like some of these other religions or the breakdown of certain Christian customs for certain denominations get too much into the legalism and the nitty gritty of things. You have to do this in order to do this. You have to do that in order to do this. While if you're living a life, yes, not saying you're going to do everything perfectly, but you're striving to. I think we're getting to the point where people are starting to know the difference and they're like, all right, that's too hard for me. I'm just going to live my life. Instead of, oh, that seems right. I'm going to try to make sure I keep on that path. I think that's where we are right now.
Mm, okay. I feel, and it's going to be a very difficult take to stay out of my mouth. I feel that religion is going to come to a bare minimum, almost to a halt. It's not going to stop though. You're still going to have your people that feel religion is it, right? But I think cults are going to take over. Cults are going to be a big thing, and I think social media is going to birth one of the biggest cults in history. It
Well,
hasn't happened yet, but it's coming.
my honest opinion, I think you're probably, shockingly, you're probably speaking on something right because people use those methods all the time. Like, I've been watching. Look, I've been watching a little bit more different documentaries on different
Mhm.
cults, and I'm like, yo, that's crazy. They're using teachings from Christianity and other type of religions, taking what they want and running with it. And if people don't know no better, they fall for it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because
So,
it was on the internet. Somebody posted it. It has to be real.
yep.
So,
So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. I think there's gonna be another quick one. Black ownership in the NFL.
Is there a question in that?
We got Magic. We got Condoleezza. Will their impact actually help?
That's the question?
Oh yeah, that's my question.
No. A resounding no. There's actually more. Atlanta got like,
There's more now. You got the Williams
yeah.
sisters and everything. Then
Yeah. Does it matter? No. Does Jay-Z being on the board for the NFL, the media? No. None of that matters. It is to lullaby you to sleep. It's entertainment. It's still owned by who it's owned by. No, it doesn't matter. It looks good for representation matters. That's about it. But they're getting 1, 2, 3% ownership. Ownership is ownership, right? I never want to be that person that's like, oh, the ownership is low. On the grand totality of things, does it matter? No. You still on the slave trade.
So I'm going to ask you this question as a follow-up. So if there was ever a majority owner, black owner in the NFL, do you think that will start to change?
No, because it's still, they're always going to find a way to be in control of a situation. So if they allow a majority owned black team, a team that's majority owned by a black person, there are things put in place to pigeonhole that situation. No, it doesn't matter. They allowed Dion in because they got a pigeonhole somewhere else. You understand? You still got Alabama. You still got Georgia, things like that. If you really wanted to make a change, when my man backed out from Alabama, the coach, you would have threw him over there. Show me something. Alabama is historically racist. Show me something. Take Dion and put him at Alabama. We're not hiring another coach until Dion comes over here. If Dion don't want to come, we want Ed Reed. Yeah, if you want to talk, if you want to make a change, this is all entertainment, man. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Ooh, I like that take. Okay.
Your thoughts?
I ain't got nothing to say after that.
It's a nice gesture, man. I don't want to get into politics, but kind of like when Obama or Barack went up, man. It was just like, yo, this is great to see. It's beautiful. It gets you teary eyed. Oh, yes, we can.
We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there.
That's all I'm saying, bro. All right, bro. Listen, man. We are in our 30s, bro. And even when I say that, my skin crawls. We are in our 30s, man, and we've become the ones that host the barbecues. Have you paid attention to that? The family barbecues, we are the ones throwing them now. But it's different. Like you and Steph are hosting. I don't think you're paying attention to that, Mike. You're hosting. People are coming to
you. Yeah, that's factual.
You have become the older one. I mean, you're not the oldest, right? But you have become the de facto go-to person for the barbecues. It's a lot of us millennials going through that where we kind of confused because we like, yo, why are you asking me where the potato salad go? It's your house. Oh shit.
Yo, you ain't never lied though. That's crazy.
Yo, I knew it was real when my aunt, who is considered like the chef of the family, when she came and she was like, nephew. And she held up this big ass plate of mac and cheese and she's like, where do you want this? And I froze. So I was like,
what you mean?
I've never had that task. What are you talking about? Auntie, this. And I was about to go, Auntie, it's your house. What you We was at my house. I was like, oh. In that moment, I felt like old, young at the same time. I don't know. I was like, yo, I've become the barbecue spot. Like, even to the point where, bro, I'm manning the grill. Manning the grill. So you have a grill, correct? You do have a grill, right? All right, let's talk about this grill, man. What's your grilling process?
What you mean? All right, it all depends.
Let's see.
It all depends if I'm using propane or charcoal. I tend to try to use charcoal more because I like the smoky feel. And also I like to get some flavored wood chips in there because it also can be a smoker. And I like to smoke some of my meats. That's how you get that real jerk flavor. But my process is I gotta grease this thing down, right? Always gotta grease the bad boy down. Then get the fire going, let that get going for a little bit. Then grease one more time, and then put my meats on there for them to start cooking. And then, the numbers of how long they need to sit on there all varies with different meats, different styles that you're trying to do them. I usually try to cook the meats first and then vegetables and stuff after because those are quicker and last minute things. Not giving too much away, but yeah, it's a grilling process for on the grill. But when it comes to the meats, they got to be prepared ahead of time. They got to be sitting, marinating. Can't just be throwing on meat just to throw on meat. Nah.
Agreed. 100% agreed. When I know that people want to come over and they're gonna come eat stuff like that, I marinate like 2 days ahead of time. I don't be playing with it. And then for those of you that really want to get really with it, man, I bring my stuff out the fridge for like an hour before.
And let it sit. Let it sit, my boy. Yeah, get room temperature.
Yeah. So, all right.
We here with it. Yep. All right. Is this term getting old? Iron sharpens iron.
Getting old? No, I think it's not used enough. Let me hold on. Used enough? I think it's not what's the word I need, Mike? Applied. There you go, my man. It's not applied enough. It's never gonna get old. How can that get old? That's like each one teach one getting old.
Facts.
Nah, we need more of it actually.
Yeah, I honestly don't think we have enough of it. I think people are relying on too much on artificial intelligence for certain stuff instead of actually challenge each other to get stuff done. So that's just me.
I am getting there. That is one of my topics. I'm getting there. Oh, for those of you that don't understand, we don't know what each other is talking about, by the way. I have my list, Mike has his list, and we just throwing random stuff out, and that's why we're caught off guard like that. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. Okay. Statue of Liberty. Let's get into it. Yes, the Statue of Liberty that's hosted in New York. For those of you that don't know where the Statue of Liberty is,
technically it's hosted in Jersey, but I'm not gonna.
Oh, this guy. It's in the middle of the ocean, and if you fight for it, it's in New Jersey. But who knows where the humans put the line of New Jersey and New York? That type of energy, right? Mike, what color is the Statue of Liberty?
Isn't it green? Turquoise or whatever you want to call it.
Is that the color? Is that your final answer?
Something close. May not be the exact name, but yeah.
Okay. That's not the color of the Statue of Liberty.
What's the color?
The Statue of Liberty is copper.
Wait. You're lying.
Over time,
it turned green.
It was a dark brown. It was beautiful.
That is, yeah.
It got oxidated. Okay. Now, a lot of people don't know this side of the story. So, the Statue of Liberty was gifted to us by the French, right? And it was supposed to mark the end of the Civil War / slavery, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm gonna say something. I don't know what it was. Something went around that it was originally depicted as a black woman. And she had chains at her feet and the shackles. She had shackles at her feet. It was breaking. So they were saying the Statue of Liberty was a black woman. They weren't too far off. But really what it was an Arab woman. She was an Arab peasant woman. They took her and they sculpted her and then they put her on a colossal size. And then they shipped it to us. Now, if you know anything about Arabs, a lot of them look like black people. So I can see how you get confused by that. Either way, the way that they have it looking up there right now, that wasn't the original. I'm gonna leave that right there.
Nah, you can just drop that note right there.
The Statue of Liberty that you are looking at is not the original. The powers that be sent it back and was like, "This is a little too cultured. Make it look like us." And the rest of that, you gotta do your own research. I'm gonna leave that where that's at. The representation of freedom is supposed to look like the people that were freed. You understand? Not the people that did the oppressing.
Whoo! That's a
The
bar.
French knew what they were doing.
That's a bar. And you know the crazy thing is the French are always the ones who like to play along with that line a lot with certain things. So it kind of makes sense.
Come on, man. Come on. Moment of silence. Marcellus Williams. All right. You don't got to dig too deep into it. All right. Because you just grazed it. I think I need to do more extensive research. But the only reason I'm bringing it up is because my man's last word was all praise be to Allah in every situation. I thought that was so thought provoking.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to be religious to feel that, right? So
Nope.
it takes me to my next thing, man. For what I do know about the case is that the majority of his jury, of his peers, were European people. He is not a European man. He doesn't look like a European man. So my question to you, Mike, is what's the definition of a peer? You don't think it's time to redefine that?
It may be time to redefine that because they used the term peer is such on a basic level, the definition, where it should be someone who understands who you are or what you've been through. So I'm with you on that.
Right. I got to go a little deeper, bro, because I need clarity on this. You may not be able to give it to me, but the listeners, I want y'all to really feel where I'm coming from, bro. If I do something or I don't do something, but I get arrested for it, right? And I got to go to a trial by my peers. Mike, you tell me, you know me. Who are my peers?
It'd be me, the brotherhood, our wives, sisters we grew up with, a whole bunch of different people who know who you are, but technically in the justice system, they need people who
Not biased.
not biased. So technically, wouldn't be using us, but people who are like us, they should be, but they won't.
Like what though? That's what I'm saying. Like, just try to define that.
It should be a multitude of individuals that came from all over the place. White, it doesn't matter white, black, brown, but it shouldn't be mostly one color.
All right. Ask me the same question.
Who are my peers, sir?
Okay. Mike B's peers, the people that should be on that jury should have a Christian background. Some of them should be into choreography. Some of them, all of them, I think all of them need to go to college. Some of them in there should have to where they don't have their mother currently alive. You see what I'm saying? You see how I'm going deep into that? Those are my peers. If I might be, those are my peers. Those are the people I could look at and be like, all right, whatever.
So
I would feel more comfortable going, hey, if y'all say it to be so, I don't agree.
fun fact, right? If you look at all these lawyer shows and everything and how they pick their jurors, that's technically how they're doing it on the show. But the thing is how many of the actual jurors they go get look like you versus not look like you. That's the issue, I think.
But this is one of the blackiest pro-black people saying this. I don't necessarily need the jury to always look like me. I need my
I'm not saying that they need to look like you always. I'm just saying the balance between it.
yeah. Let me get a couple of where I feel safe at least. Like, but all skinfolk and kinfolk too.
That's true.
So I just need my peers up there. You can't have, listen, no disrespect to anybody. I'm in my 30s. You can't have a 70-something-year-old up there trying to judge me. We in two different generations. You don't know, bro. You watched the towers go down, but I watched the towers go down as a child. You don't know what that feel like. You was grown, bro. You was in your 30s or some shit like that, bro. The towers didn't affect you the way it affected me, bro. That scarred us as millennials, bro. We was all in school. We were supposed to be. For those of you that were ditching, whatever. But we were all in school at the same time. And the teachers all treated us the same way. They either were panicking or they sat that damn rolling TV in front of us and showed us what was happening. I don't even think they understood what they was doing to us. So how can you be my peer?
Good point. Very good point.
Again, I don't know the full extent of what transpired with this brother's case, but I do know if that man was innocent and y'all knew he was innocent and y'all had evidence to show that he was innocent and y'all killed that man anyway, it's a dark day coming. It's a dark day coming. It's a lot of brothers that get killed innocently. But man, listen, y'all keep playing with these black folks, bro. What y'all gonna get what y'all asking for? And I said what I said.
Dang, bro. Dang, bro. I don't even know if I want to go to the next one I got.
Talk to me.
All right. The loudmouth, the one that everyone says he talks too much, Mr. Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, okay.
An impact in sports news world. I honestly don't think people realize how much influence he has. Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, the man be saying some outlandish stuff sometimes, but he's earned it, and he's actually opened doors for a lot of his peers or people coming up behind him. In my honest opinion, but let's be frank. We as people always got to complain about something, even when someone's doing something good. Like, yes, Stephen A. You may not always agree with some of his takes, but the way he does his job, he does his due diligence, and you can see his impact, especially when these athletes who now are turned podcasters and do their own shows. You can't tell me that they didn't get influenced by Stephen A. They're close to Stephen A, but they're the players because they would know the inside information. That's the only difference at this point with Stephen A. Stephen A has tried to be the voice for athletes for years to get a better insight of who they are. And honestly, if you think about it, any black sports reporter, for the most part, because I'm not saying all of them do it, try to give you an inside look on these athletes' life and show you that they are human just like us. But they tell us to shut up and dribble. So that's all I got to say.
I don't have beef with Stephen A. I do see what he do in the background. The stuff that's not talked about. I just miss Stuart Scott. That's all.
Yo, facts.
That's all.
Facts.
That's all. I just think that there's a way to conduct yourself as a black man in a be careful with my words. Controlled
arena.
Experiment. Yeah, a controlled experiment. I might say experiment, not arena. It's an experiment.
All right.
I think there's a way to conduct yourself in a controlled experiment, and I think Stuart Scott did it better. My opinion. The way Stephen A does it, he had more time. He's had more experience to live and to do the things, but he does it on a scale of a lot of it be pandering. But I know what he does in the background. That's why I'll be like, oh, I know what you're doing, bro.
So I would say, this would be an interesting take. I would love to see what people say. are you saying to an extent that you're more of a Stuart Scott type of vibe, while I am more of a Stephen A type of vibe?
And when in regards to what? The way they handle themselves?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, yeah.
because
Because
there's
it's
times we flip, but yes,
yeah. Because if Stephen A wasn't doing that pandering thing that he does
it
on
wouldn't
air,
be him.
yeah. But I understand why he does it. It's a persona, right? Because when you if you pay attention to Stephen A, a lot of people don't, but if you pay attention to Stephen A, what he does when the cameras are off, he's cold. I respect him as a man. Like a real talk. I respect him as a man. He's solid.
It's so. I love that he actually started his own podcast
Mhm.
because you actually get to see a little bit more about him and his personality. But you're definitely right, because when he does do these other podcasts and he's not, on time limit and trying to go through certain stuff, you see a whole different side of Stephen
Yeah.
A that you normally don't even pay attention to.
Yeah.
Like, let's be frank. His sister is a chef, and she travels with him
Mm-hmm.
and provides his meals. So
Mm-hmm.
he's taking care of his sister.
No,
So
yeah.
so yeah,
He's
yeah.
solid. No, I would not. I'm never gonna badmouth him. I just the way he does it, I'd be like, but I understand what he's doing. I that's why I'd be like,
Yep. Yep.
So, all right, I'm rocking. AI in the future of society.
Oof. I jumped early on the gun with this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I don't believe AI is a bad thing. It's not. Right? I think it's definitely a good thing. But I think the bad thing is where the power, I would say like this: the powers that be and the people who try to get over easy on other folks use it improperly. Um, Basically trying to take individuals out of their jobs instead of actually paying at the wages that they need to. That is my issue with AI. AI trying to be the fix for a lot of things. Even when it comes to podcasting, I get it. People don't have the time nor the money to do all their edits and cut up their videos, but it's taken out of the creativity of you designing your podcast, designing your look and feel of things. That's why we don't use AI to actually do our intros, cut up our clips. Yeah, we tested it, but we know we manually do all that stuff time. Yes, I know it takes some time and effort, but it more so at that point it more so shows us and how we like to view things or how we like to share with the world. Because let's think about it like this: you are not the only one that thinks the way you do. You just need to find that audience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I think AI tries to put everyone in a funnel because also people don't know how to use AI properly. If you give AI a very specific prompt, it will give you what you need. But if you give AI an okay response or prompt, it's gonna give you the bare minimum, and that's why we're seeing the same thing over and over on people's timelines.
All right. I like that take. It was a very wholesome take. I'm gonna get very dark. Everybody listening to this, y'all
Don't
got
go
10
Terminator
years.
on us. Don't go
No, this is
Terminator.
real talk. This is real talk. Everybody got 10 years from today, from the day that you listen to this. You got 10 years to figure out artificial intelligence, or you will be left behind.
That is very true.
That's it. Bro, the millennials, us, we have gone from dial up to fast speed internet to now the internet is talking to us. You understand? Can you imagine in 10 years? Bro, they're shoving tablets in front of babies to keep them quiet. AI, that's artificial intelligence, by the way. AI is talking to your child, teaching your child one, two, three apples. Even though Gracie's Corner is like the hardest thing ever invented, in my opinion, right? That's tough, right? It's still, in a way, going to be a part of the problem later. Because you didn't teach your kids that. They remember Gracie teaching them that.
Ooh, and that's a big thing. Yeah.
Now it's good that Gracie's black because as a black child you saw black. You know that's good, but you don't have memories of mommy helping you learn that. See, when Hooked on Phonics was a thing, for those of y'all that are old enough for Hooked on Phonics, A-E-I-O-U are vowels, and sometimes Y. That is stuck in my head. You feel me? But my mom was right there. Hey, boy, did you miss it? However, she was giving it up, but I do remember her going, "Hey, don't forget the Y." And da-da-da. There was a comfort there. AI is taking that away. AI is just going, "Hey, this is the answer. Don't worry about how to get there. You got the answer, right? That's all that matters." We lost. We're gonna be lost in a good little while. So y'all got about 10 years to figure out. And I want to say this: if you don't know where you come from, you will not know where you're going.
Ooh, yes. Yes. Gotta understand that history, people. History is always important. Hence why telling stories has always been a thing.
But they're burning all the books. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone.
Boy.
All right, I got two more things for you, man.
Okay. And I got one. I got one for you.
All right, hit me at this one.
Yeah.
Black pet owners. As somebody that doesn't have a pet and probably will never get a pet, what should I know about owning a pet that people don't talk about? As a black pet owner, specifically.
The cost. People don't realize the cost of these pets in the US. Because I'm almost certain you ain't got these costs in some other countries, but you have them in the US. And people who are willing to pay them and people who aren't. Having a pet is expensive. One thing is their food, which that can be $80 a month, maybe even more, depending on how big your animal is and what you feed it. Then you also got to think about vaccinations and keeping up with those things yearly. That's easily like another $400 or $500 a year. Most people don't even know that. If you're one of those individuals who worry about everything and something small happened to your dog, you take him to the vet. Yeah, add those costs up a little bit more. That's another $100.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But for real, you know, I came to be petty. I only got one question. I only got one question. As a black pet owner, sir, are you kissing your dog in the mouth?
Are you crazy? All the germs and the stuff they be licking. Are you?
Hey, I just had to make sure you ain't switch up on me, bro. I had to make sure you still in there, dog. All
Bro,
right. All
look. My dog be trying because she's an excessive licker.
right.
And the only time she tries to get me in the face is like if I'm sitting on the couch and I'm sitting by her area on the couch that we gave her, bruh, and she goes, put her whole paw on my arm, like you ain't going nowhere, bruh, and go, and I'll be like, yo, I'll be like, yo, back up.
Mm, 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 mm.
But she knows better not to lick me, but she does it to get my attention. Like if I fall asleep on that couch and she needs to go to the bathroom, if she can't get me up by barking, the girl's coming to my face.
Mm. God bless you, bro. All right, that's all I have for the pets.
Nah, bro, ain't no kissing over here. You wildin'. All right, bro. This is the last random thing I got for you.
Talk to me.
Have you ever heard of the story about the Black Barbie?
No, I'm gonna say no.
It's a documentary on Netflix, which everyone should go watch and listen. Bro, I didn't realize the person who created the Black Barbie was actually black. People would think it was someone else because it was made in 19 like the first iteration of a Black Barbie is like 19 I think 60s 1970s. You would think it's someone else, but no, it was legit a black woman.
Mm-hmm. That much I knew.
which is a great toy maker. I didn't know that. I didn't understand that. But just to see the history of the Black Barbie and how it went from one black woman to another black woman to now other people are running that division specifically.
Mhm.
But that's also because we don't create this space for our people to be in that creative space and actually have viability, which they started making programs after that whole documentary. And then after watching the documentary, not realizing that documentary was 13 years in the making.
Mm. So collective data over time.
Bruh,
Videos and stuff.
to show you the lengths of us having to go through
Mm-hmm.
to prove the worth of the Black Barbie.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I'm gonna make a dangerous take. Mattel as a company, I don't think they've ever done wrong towards black people. I think they've always tried to push an agenda for black improvement. With the Hot Wheels, they started catering to us more. Barbie, they started catering to our daughters and our sisters. I can't really argue with Mattel, and I think it's because of what Mattel was raised on. And I do y'all do your own research on what I'm saying, but yeah, that Barbie sequence, the Barbie movie itself, I'm not afraid to say I watched that movie in its entirety, and I was like, oh, okay, I get it. I wasn't tripping. I thought it was decent.
So one thing I did find out, right? The black workers at Mattel, the reason I think another reason why it made it so easy, the director actual aunt worked for Mattel when she was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And she was on the line making the dolls and everything, and then slowly moved into the office. And because of how she was, they were able to hire Kitty, who made the Black Barbie, and actually listen to her and not just shut her down.
I'm telling you, bro. Mattel.
It's crazy how this story happened.
Oh,
So definitely
Mattel is
go check out that Netflix, man.
yeah. Mattel is I rock with Mattel as a company. Now, don't get me wrong, everybody got their ups and downs, but as a totality of a company, they cater to people. Like they have no issue. If you wanted to use the way that woke is used as a derogatory term in 2024, back then they would have been pitchforking Mattel. I think they really were because Barbie coming out was disrespect.
Bruh, the crazy thing is the owners of Mattel actually backed the first black owned doll shop. Most people don't even know that. And the only reason that that company went out of business is because everyone started making black dolls.
Hey, bro. I just wanted to show you. I know, bro. I rock with Mattel, bro.
All right, bro. Just that's my last random fact.
All right.
Topic.
All right. So this is what we're gonna do. I want you to go first. I'm gonna go last, and then we're gonna big our brother up, man. Mike, advertise yourself, bro.
All right, Mike B. I am a dancer, choreographer, video editor, creative mind, design logos. You can find me on the website, or I'll drop it right here on the video. Right here is gonna be MB Innovations. Dot my portfolio. Dot something. It'll pop up right here. You can see some of the work I've done. I do stuff for my church now, not only on the side, and other people for other events also. My brother knows this. I've been on it. If you need some, holla at your boy. MIB_BMM on Instagram.
What I come to you for? What do you feel like your bread and butter is?
I think my bread and butter is one or two things. Just like I helped us come up with our brand and our style of things, how we put it out and always evolved it every year. I think that's my brother telling your story. Me listening to who you are as a person, what you wanted to say. It's basically taking what you tell me and putting a creative eye on it and telling your story. And I think that's what a lot of these companies do. But I do it. I think I do it more so on a personal touch to be more specific to the individual or organization that does it. So, yeah.
Okay, respect. Anything you want to add?
Yeah, and I dance on the side, little here and there, dance on the side. You may see more videos out there of me. Just say that's it.
So you haven't got rusty.
Never rusty.
All right. So I'll naturally go next, and then we'll lead it out with our bro, man. So I am Justice Payne Tyson. I am a licensed professional counselor supervisor. What that means is that I'm able to supervise over up and coming therapists who want to jump into the world of therapy, but they got to go through their associate license, and it takes about 18 months to do that. My bread and butter, my call to fame is being the neighborhood therapist. That is not a name I gave myself. That is a name that a couple of clients gave me randomly, and their science behind it was that they understood my story. They said, "Yo, you from the neighborhood," but we ended up calling it the hood for short because that's what we do as Black people. We just like to do things like that. So you need to become the neighborhood therapist because that is where you're from. But not only is that where you're from, you have gone into a world that you knew nothing about. I have been in politics. I have been in law. I have been in law enforcement. I have been in the medical field. I've been in a couple of fields. I've been into the college university field. I've gone to all those fields. I've worked into a lot of those fields. So I'm very well seasoned with different types of people. And that was their whole premise. They was like, yo, bro, put an emphasis on the hood, but you can go to anybody's neighborhood and you will fit in. And I was like, man, that's bars. So that's how I become the neighborhood therapist. I know a lot of people, they may view me in a certain light. They're like, oh, he's too raw, he's too edgy. But if you really sit down, if you really do know me, I'm very super highly educated. I will mess up your mind if you sit too long and talk to me. You'll be like, he too much, he too deep, blah, blah. I do get a lot of that all the time. And I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. In a couple of worlds, I'm known as the Shadow King because I'm connected to a lot of highly influential people, but you won't know it because I won't say anything. But these people will allude to speaking about me when they're talking on their podcasts, when they're talking in their movies, their TV shows, and things like that. I have had movie shows that you've watched, people you have watched that have been loosely based about me, and you've seen interactions on TV where there's a therapist talking to a client on very particular shows on TV. They took it from me. I am been sworn to NDAs, so I can't speak on a lot of those. But I just want to let y'all know that's who I am. My bread and butter, like I said, is mental health therapy. I'm good at it. I feel like I'm decent. I feel like there's always work to do. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people will say differently, like, nah, he that go-to guy. But I really prefer to be a supervisor. I prefer the up-and-coming therapists to come in and me rock with them and teach them things and how to be authentic in this therapy field because it's hard. You got a lot of imposter syndrome. So I love that. On the flip side, though, I'm also a real estate investor. I'm also a real estate developer. That's what I do. That's what I love. It's a passion of mine. Talk to me real estate, man. You know what I mean? And I'm super creative, bro. I write books, I write TV shows, I write movies. I don't even think Mike know that about me.
Well, I knew some. I ain't all of that. Uh-huh.
You know, I'm very creative in that. I used to do poetry, I used to rap, rhyme, all of that. I'm a chaotic twist of things, man, but that's who I am. What I'm advertising here is just I'm just a down to earth dude. You see one image of what I want you to see, but if you really get to know me, man, if you want to make money together, hit me up. I promise you, man, we can do it. Whether you want to do mental health, whether you want to do nursing, whether you want to do real estate, talk to me. I'm your guy.
Appreciate that, my brother.
hmm We got a serious thing we got to do, man. Sooner or later, it's a product, it's a brand, it's a movement of our brother JP, man. Y'all seen him on, what was that, season two?
Yeah, season two, season
Season
finale.
two,
Mm-hmm.
season finale. Our sister, our family members, we got things. It's real life stuff happening to everybody, right? But for me, I'm gonna talk to for myself personally. To see people that you love get older and go through life situations, man,
Mm-hmm.
it's different. It's different. So if y'all can, shout out to JP, man. You know, support sooner or later. Mike got the website, man, but that's his clothing line, that's his company, that's his organization. He's also in the real estate as well. And he also does, believe it or not, he does grants and loans too now, Mike. So
Yeah, nah, I saw that. Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know, he doing his thing. So if you got an insurance issue, you know what I mean, your insurance company not paying out, stuff like that, our brother JP help out with that. We'll include his information below.
Yeah, yeah. And with that, folks, we see y'all next week. Peace.
What up, listeners? Mike B here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You can find us on IG at BMM_podcast. On TikTok at BMM Podcast. Facebook, just type in the Black Men Misunderstood Podcast. And then you can find The Neighborhood Therapist at The Neighborhood Therapist on IG. And you can find myself at Mike B_BMM on IG. And if you want to connect with our producer, the DJ himself, Mr. DJ Daxter, check him out at DJ Daxter on IG. Alright, folks. See y'all next week.